crab is the many-legged buffoon, the jester of the sea. It is the sign of humor and of foolish pride. The crab takes credit for more than he has achieved. You've gathered 3 pieces, but still one piece is missing. It looks too big to have been eaten. This piece completes the broken tablet.
Bravo! You found the missing pieces. Now to see what was on it. Oh, my dear, I've translated the text of that stone tablet, and it has an incantation of some sort on it. It's a ritual for summoning some horrible sea monster, a giant creature that apparently lies dead or dreaming beneath the waves. Its name is hard to make out, something with a C. Kablooey? How strange, sort of silly and dreadful all at once. That sounds risky. The water lurkers reside in a cavern not too far from here. Could you go and stop them?
The water lurkers are all chanting, led by their leader.
Kablooey must wake from his eternal slumber. He will eat all the worlds.
Good thing you stopped them. I suspect, though, that it wouldn't have amounted to much. Still, best to be safe. If you're in a mood to help, there's another bit of translation I could use your assistance with. This tablet is covered with celestial writing. It looks to be some sort of prophecy. I was in the middle of translating the tablet when things got dicey. I found a pedestal with some matching inscriptions on it. These translation notes I put together will do the trick.
Rupert hands you a small stone tablet and a piece of folded paper with possible translations for each symbol.
Take these to the ruins in the center of this area and consult the inscribed pedestal there. You should be able to guess which one.
With Fleming's notes, you were able to quickly translate the small stone tablet. You read it. Spirits 3 guard this domain, manifest in flesh once and again. Eternal vigil their soul constrain, land's envoy shall ease their pain.
Well, that certainly is cryptic. Based on some other markings on the tablet, I think the prophecy actually points to a real place down here. I recall seeing some creatures behaving strangely in the brambles, an area of the grotto we haven't mapped much yet. You should go investigate. Head into the brambles and see if you can find anything that corresponds to the prophecy. If you can find these 3 vigil spirits, perhaps you can let them know they can stand down. Their Celestia is no more.
You get a sense of some lurking power here. Some ancient lingering power, awaiting angrily for freedom. Perhaps you should find these vigil spirits and release them. There is a great sense of relief when Ulwark is defeated. It almost seems as if Kuthala is pleased to be defeated. Sure, but the brambles are less turbulent now that the restless spirits are released from their vigil.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were the land's envoy mentioned in the prophecy. Imagine that!
What's that? You've recovered 2 pieces of the Stellarium portal stone? Smashing! I can sense that things are going to turn around for this expedition, thanks to your help. I know that Edith Benchley, back in the Celestia base camp, is coordinating the effort to solve the problems we're facing. I'd head back and see what you can do to help over there.
What's that smell? Oh, that's the oil! You're a lifesaver! I'll be able to repair the dome with the supplies you brought me, but I'm worried the crustaceans will wreck it again. Is there any way you can put a stop to their attacks? They came from the coral caverns. There were about 6 crustacean pincers causing all the problems, led by their Optio, a fellow named Verdus. Can you go and put an end to their reign of terror?
Tracer Pass. No one invited you air breathers down here. Go away. Leave Celestia to the crustaceans.
I hate to see problems resolved that way, but they wouldn't listen to reason.
A word, if you have the time. In addition to my many other talents, I am a student of many forms of sea life. According to my studies, the ancient giant clams in Celestia can produce a rare treasure, a ghost pearl. These are immeasurably valuable. Finding one would do much to offset the losses this expedition has suffered. Can you examine the giant clams scattered throughout Celestia and see if one of them has produced a ghost pearl? Other than the one near the place I was rescued, I do not know where else these giant clams may be found. Keep an eye open.
You found a ghost pearl. It weighs nothing and is as cold as the grave.
My word, you've found it! Count me among your greatest admirers. As a reward, here are some lesser, but still valuable pearls.
Oh, wonderful! You've got the pieces of the portal! Now we can restore access to the Grand Plaza.
You must go and repair it now with the pieces you recovered. It should be easy to do.
You replace the missing pieces of the broken portal.
A stellar job! No pun intended. I hate to send you packing when you just got here, but those are needed to open the Stellarium. Go and speak to Thornton Lewis in the District of the Stars. He'll be ever so grateful to see you.
Oh dear, who are you? You must be barking mad to come down here. It's a madhouse down here, to be certain. It's the sharks that are causing most of the trouble. They call themselves the Piscean Guard, and they claim to serve the Crustacean Empire, whatever that is. They've prevented us from our main work, surveying the region and learning what we can about Celestian culture. I assume you're here to rescue us and to learn about the Celestian schools of magic. Stars, moon, and sun, right? If you want to rediscover the secrets of Celestian magic, then you must become one of us, an explorer. First lesson, observation. Based on where it stands, that broken monolith is undoubtedly the key to entering the area beyond. Would you be so kind as to go and survey that monolith and return here with your findings?
The monolith is ancient, but upon closer examination, the broken edges look fairly fresh.
How interesting! A great deal of what explorers do is collect pieces of rubble and try to rebuild broken artifacts. You see, the Celestians were very big on building secret meaning into their architecture and decor, even their city layout. You can read a lot about a culture from how they build their walls, floors, and ceilings. Messages hidden everywhere. That said, if the monolith has recently been broken, then it is likely the work of the sharks of the Piscean Guard. They are crude vandals, always chopping at the Celestian artifacts and architecture, using pieces of stone for currency. Sometimes being an explorer is investigation, and sometimes it's throwing a bit of muscle around. Could you go and recover some of the pieces of the broken monolith from the Piscean Guard? Great work! I think you got all the missing pieces. Lesson 2. Restoration, or rebuilding that which was broken. We'll first need something to fuse the pieces together. The stellar protectors were made by the Celestians, and they're still up and running after all this time. They're just suits of metal animated by power motes within their bodies, guided by who knows what. The power motes should provide enough energy to fuse the piece of the broken monolith together. Could you go and collect a few power motes from inactive stellar protectors? No need to damage an active one. Though our mission is exploration, not conquest, it's become clear that the Pisceans don't respect us. It makes sense to me that we need a sign of strength to show those Pisceans what stuff we're made of. Can you defeat and number each of Piscean guards, Piscean troopers, Piscean centurions, and Piscean soldiers? That should cause them to rethink their meddling with the expedition. Those should do the trick. These power motes must be treated with extreme heat before we can use them to repair the broken monolith. Where will we get that kind of heat, I wonder? Blimey! I've got it! The Star Forge! It's still burning after all this time, and it'll serve perfectly. Take those power motes to the Star Forge and bathe them in the flames. Be careful, that's incredible power at play.
You treat the power motes within the Star Forge. In short order, they're ready for use.
Those should do perfectly. I've reassembled the pieces of the broken monolith, but the translation is a bit of a bother, sad to say. Could you do us both a favor and go into the Astral Archive and seek out the knowledge we need? Speak to the archivist there. It's sort of a talking library catalog that will tell you what you need to know.
I am the Archivist, a construct to aid research in the Astral Archive. Based on the nature of your request, I have prepared courses of instruction at 3 different preceptor stations. The stations are devoted to contrivances, conflict, and configurations. You may utilize them in any order you wish. Though the people of Celestia exist in harmony with the universe, the other worlds of the spiral are not so enlightened. Celestia's magic touches the very spiral itself, and for this reason it is coveted by many. To mount a proper defense, Celestia must understand conflict in all forms.
The preceptor has a great deal to say about all manner of conflict, from wars to magic duels. Eventually the lesson ends.
Celestia's greatest achievement is its mastery of astral magic, conjuring power from the stars, the moon, and the sun. Celestian magic is intrinsically tied to an understanding of astral configurations, or the movement of celestial bodies.
The lesson continues for quite a while, teaching you about the nature of the worlds of the spiral, the stars, and the sun. So much to learn, and then the lesson ends.
Among the greatest of Celestia's achievements is the creation of magic artifacts, or contrivances. These contrivances are essential to Celestian life and are marvels of crafting and enchantment.
This goes on for a while. All manner of schematics, plans, and diagrams flash before your eyes until at last the lesson ends.
You look like you've been hitting the books. Did you learn anything? Now that you've a working knowledge of Celestian, we can determine how the broken monolith relates to the surroundings. Understanding context is vitally important. We must know not only how something works, but what it means in the big picture. The broken monolith has many markings very similar to those in the chantry, and may be significant. Could you go and survey the chantry to see what might be learned of the area? Return here with what you've learned.
You examine the observatory, using the powers of observation Mr. Lewis taught you. The mosaic on the floor appears important, based on the architectural emphasis. Perhaps a closer look. The mosaic is clearly the key to understanding the secret message. Unfortunately, it looks like many of the mosaic plates are missing. If they were there, the meaning would be clear.
So, what did you learn? You say someone stole the shiniest and brightest plates of the mosaic? Given what we know about the sharks, they're likely the culprits. I think you know what to do. Go and thrash some of those Piscean troopers until you recover the missing pieces. Be sure to look around the rest of the chantry as well. Those sharks will often hide things from their rivals. So, you're a wizard, eh? I expect that you've got sharp wits and the ability to draw and write, correct? So, you're a wizard, eh? I expect that you've got sharp wits and the ability to draw and write, correct? Could you take this paper and stylus and go into the chantry and copy the chart of the grand spiral? I've tried several times myself, but I'm not much of an artist. Thanks!
A shark must have used this place to hide a small cache of mosaic tiles, perhaps to barter with. You take them. You find a small mosaic tile wedged into the gears of the orrery. You make a copy of the Celestian copy of the Grand Spiral. It has worlds you've never heard of on it.
6, 7, 8, 9! You've recovered all the missing mosaic pieces! Smashing! Let me take a look at your chart. Wonderful! That's how to draw a star chart. Now you're ready to restore the mosaic floor to its former state. Head on into the chantry and see about putting the pieces back where they belong. That should put us ahead of the game. I'm a bit confused about this symbol on the map. I'm sure you drew it correctly, but for the life of me, I don't know what it is. Could you go to the Astral Archive and consult the Archivist? I'm sure you'll get the answer there. Excellent work! You're the best student I've ever taught. You've done much to earn your way into the Stellarium, but you're not done. I've taught you all I can, and the next steps are yours alone. Go to the Astral Archive and see if you can cadge some more out of that Archivist. That should set you on the right path.
I am the Archivist, a construct to aid research in the Astral Archive. How may I assist you? That symbol is catalogued within the Astral Archive. Please consult the Preceptor of Congruency for more information. I am the Archivist, a construct to aid research in the Astral Archive. I am the Archivist, a construct created to aid research in the Astral Archive. My empathic array detects that you are here searching for a means of entry into the Stellarium. Is that correct? Only Celestian citizens are permitted unrestricted access to the Stellarium. Temporary access to the Stellarium may be granted by allowing an empathic scan to determine suitability. Please present yourself to the Preceptors of Configuration, Conflict, and Contrivance for your evaluation. Once finished, return with the tokens denoting successful completion and place them in the security plinth. The Preceptors have been activated and are ready for your use.
preceptor lectures for a little while about identifying and resolving disagreements of all sort. When the lecture is complete, the preceptor produces a small metal token for you. Congratulations! There is an extremely long lecture about Celestian philosophy, astronomy, and magic theory. At the end of the lecture, the preceptor produces a small metal token for you, shiny. The preceptor speaks at length about the creation of devices with magical properties. When it is finished lecturing you, the preceptor produces a small metal token for you. Good job. You fit the 3-course completion tokens into slots on the security plinth.
Congratulations! Your evaluation was a success, and you have been deemed worthy to enter the Stellarium. If you wish to continue, proceed to the pedestal immediately outside the doors of the Stellarium in the Grand Plaza. I am the Archivist, a construct to aid research in the Astral Archive. I am unable to comply with any requests at this moment due to the presence of hostile beings in the Astral Archive. The species known as Piscean soldiers are interfering with my ability to access the Archive's internal nexus. Your assistance removing them from the premises would be appreciated. Thank you. Internal nexus is restored. Running diagnostic now. Archivist functionality is limited, and I am unable to comply with requests until the Astral Archive is restored. The exhibition on Piscean physiology has been compromised. Shark teeth have been removed from the exhibit. Until these items have been restored, archive functionality is compromised. A regional scan shows the presence of shark teeth in the Chantry. Please restore lost shark teeth to the Astral Archive.
I have seen you aid the strange surface folk, and I believe that you hold Celestia's best interests in your heart. The Pisceans have no such respect for Celestia. They are a blight to this place. Will you help me combat them? I have battled them for many years, but to little success. Will you drive the Pisceans from the Chantry grounds for me? You have done well. They will no doubt return, but they will remember the harsh lesson you taught. They came to this place many years ago, as pawns of the Crustacean Empire. In service to the crabs, they left this place alone. They were mercenaries, hired by the crabs, who are weak and fearful for the most part. They used the Pisceans as their troops. In recent years, the sharks' ambition has overwhelmed their loyalty, and they indulge their savage instincts in destruction. If they are not stopped, they will In recent years, the sharks' ambition has overwhelmed their loyalty, and they indulge their savage instincts in destruction. If they are not stopped, they will overthrow the crustaceans. Then they will sift the secrets of Celestian magic from these ruins. If you would help me one last time, you would have my gratitude for all eternity. Long ago, a small part of my internal workings, a celestial cog, became loose enough to fall free from my armor. It was taken by a fish who thought it a snack. It was made of metal and could not be eaten, so it was dropped and lost. Many times, it has been found by fish who try to eat it, then drop it elsewhere. I see the trail on the ground, but can never recover the cog. Can you seek out my lost cog and bring it back to me? have restored my missing cog. I am complete once more. I thank you. Now I may continue my tending of the chantry, in the event that the Celestians return to dwell here once more.
Excellent work! I'm sure they'll think twice before meddling with us again.
You look at the symbol displayed on the preceptor, when suddenly you feel something move. You search the room. You find a pedestal emblazoned with a strange symbol, but it has no explanation. Only a single word is listed beneath it: Axanos.
Did you learn what the symbol meant? The mystery deepens. The grand spiral map has an ambiguous symbol upon it, though no explanation is in the astral archive. It stands to reason that the symbol is so basic that it requires no elaboration, or so cryptic its nature cannot be revealed. What or who is Axanos? Or is it aware? I sense that it is crucial to this mystery, perhaps the key. You must return to the Astral Archive and utilize the archive pedestal where you saw the strange symbol.
Looking at the symbol, you say the name Axanos aloud.
For time out of mind I roam the spiral, stellar winds at my back, lunar light to guide me, and solar fire in my grasp. The Celestians bound me, banished me to a place that was not a place, a prison with no walls. Now you have set me free. In return, I will spare you the horror I will inflict upon the worlds of the spiral. I will destroy you first. You do not need to thank me for this honor.
My stars and garters, I'm rather embarrassed. I had no idea that would happen. We'd best be more careful in the future, eh?
You air breathers have gone too far. Get out of Celestia and leave it to the Pisceans. We're taking over.
Please place shark teeth in receptacle. Thank you. Archive integrity restored. I am the Archivist, a construct to aid research in the Astral Archive. How may I assist you?
The pedestal appears to be missing a small section of metal, a key of some kind. Perhaps Thornton Lewis knows about it.
Funny you should mention something being missing. The other day I saw the Piscean leader, a big fellow named Brutus Starkwave, fiddling with that pedestal. I wager he knows something about your missing key.
This is no place for a surface dweller. Come on, boys! Fresh meat!
Piscean leader drops a piece of curiously shaped metal. It must be the missing key. The fountain quenches thirst and washes away the dirt of the road. It is the sign of purity and of sustenance, and of ritual and the city.
I think you finally got it. This is it. Now you can journey into the Stellarium and recover the Star of Celestia, the heart of the Stellarium. That artifact is crucial to understanding Celestia's star magic. Recover it and take it to the Grand Astrolabe in the Celestia base camp.
You are about to enter a dungeon.
Do not proceed. Your defeat is inevitable. Spare yourself the humiliation. You have defeated me, but your weak mind cannot solve the problem that will let you pass. We guarded the gateway well, with a grid of flux panels. They must be linked to bring power to the gateway, and pass beyond. Though you can manipulate the pedestals and orient the flux panels anew, you are simply incapable of an arrangement that links them continuously. Such cleverness is beyond your human function. Do not waste your time attempting this challenge. Accept your limits with dignity.
Though my home was beyond the stars, I have dwelt in this place for time out of mind, serving and waiting. I will not surrender the secrets of Celestia's magic willingly! Battle bravely and with honor. The light of the stars clearly led you to this place through the sea of night. I release unto you the Star of Celestia. Use it in pursuit of knowledge and learning. You may proceed.
The galleon is both a vessel of war and trade, exploration of the ocean horizon. It is a sign of the journey and of the return. It guides those away from their homes and sees them safe to port. You remove the Star of Celestia from the stellarium. It glimmers with astral power. You slot the Star of Celestia into the Grand Astrolabe.
Wonderful! You've done it! Now the secrets of Celestia Star school magic can be yours! You've done so much for us already, but there's so much more to be done! I'd send you on in the submersible, but it's not working just now. We need parts from the dirigible topside. I'm sure you're ready for a breath of fresh air and a spot of sunlight. Can you go to the surface and speak with Pierce Stanson? Pierce is our dockmaster, overseeing the landing area when we first arrived on Celestia. To get to see Pierce, you'll have to head up to the surface. He can set you up with the submersible parts.
If Thurston Plunkett's theory is correct, the Stellarium holds an incredible trove of knowledge, the Hanging Tomes. These lengthy scrolls are thought to chronicle all of Celestian history, including their origins. It is an old Celestian, but I have a small memory crystal from Dragonspire that will store the contents of the tomes. Can you seek out the Hanging Tomes in the Stellarium and use the memory crystal on them?
You are about to enter a dungeon. You use the Dragonspirian memory crystal to store the knowledge held in the Hanging Tome. You use the Dragonspirian memory crystal to store the knowledge held in the Hanging Tome. You use the Dragonspirian memory crystal to store the knowledge held in the Hanging Tome. You use the Dragonspirian memory crystal to store the knowledge held in the Hanging Tome.
The information within that memory crystal will be of use to scholars for generations. Well done!
How good of you to drop by. I have some wonderful news. According to my notes, you are due for a new spell. Congratulations. You'll need to do a bit of research, however. You're also due for a bit of a vacation, so, well, 2 birds, 1 stone. The spell you will learn is the Rain of Fire, pulling molten fire from the earth into a flaming display of destruction. First, though, a fire safety lesson. And no one knows the dangers of volcanoes more than the esteemed Tupatawa of Celestia. You should go at once to speak with Tupatawa, the counselor to the water moles in Celestia's floating land. Get to it.
Fire Wizard! You seek know-how about Rain of Fire spell? Water moles of old suffer much when volcanoes wake and roar. Long ago, water moles did not know how or when volcanoes were born. Bad times. When we learn to sense them, better times. Wizards who want to summon rain of fire must learn to listen to ground. Sense a rain of fire. Bring it up to ground. Best advice? If volcano comes, you should be on the other side. Maybe do like water moles and move out of way. I teach you ritual to call rain of fire, but you need name of volcano spirit. That you must get from Fire Lady of Ravenwood.
Tupa Tower teaches you the ritual to summon the rain of fire, but it is missing the volcano spirit's name. You will need to get that missing piece from your teacher, Dahlia Falmea.
I assume you learned the ritual, yes? Tupa Tawa told you that the Rain of Fire spell requires the name of a volcano spirit, right? I have some unfortunate news for you. I had a list of volcano spirits, but it appears to be missing from my archives. The list was lost when Morganth's minions came poking around Wizard City. I suspect one of them in particular, the Hoarder. The Hoarder makes its home in Dragonspire, amidst the ruins. Milos Bookworm in the Athenaeum can guide you to the Hoarder. Go to Dragonspire, speak to Milos Bookworm, recover the list of volcano spirits.
Greetings, young wizard. It's been a while since I last saw you. How are your studies proceeding? A list of volcano spirit names? The Hoarder? That sounds like far too much for someone as young as you. I am reluctant to tell you, but I am certain you will not leave without it. The Hoarder is in the Plaza of Conquest. If you wish to recover this list of volcano spirits, defeat the Hoarder and take it.
I should lock the door to my tower, but it would keep me from such wonderful entertainment. Enter and face your doom! Take what you want, wizard. It will not aid you against my queen, Morganth. She will strike from the dark heart of the Shadow Web and destroy everything you have ever known.
You search the bookshelf and find the list of volcano names. You should take it to Professor Falmea in Ravenwood.
Well done. Now we have all we need. You've got a list of volcano spirits and the ritual to summon the rain of fire. Now it's time to put them together. Let us have you do a trial run. No need to go far. I have an affinity for Firecat Alley, so why don't you head over there? The area in front of Shellis Gruffheart should serve perfectly.
This looks like the right place. You speak the ritual, call upon a volcano spirit, and wait for the rain of fire. You think you can handle the heat?
You look like you've been standing close to a fire. Excellent work. I am proud to teach you to call upon the rain of fire. Good to see you. I've been reviewing my curriculum and looking at your grades. According to my notes, you're ready to learn another fire school spell, the Ifrit, the most powerful spell yet. Are you up for it? If so, go and speak to Bernie, outside in Ravenwood. He can tell you what to expect.
Hello there, young wizard. Hot enough for you? Sorry, I can't help myself. What brings you out here? The Ifrit? He's as powerful a wizard as they come, but he's not always reliable. Don't depend on him, whatever you do. In the old days, I used to have to say, Ifrit, don't fail me now. Ha! I've still got it. Seriously, though, the Ifrit has been banished from this realm for centuries. I'm surprised Dahlia didn't tell you about it. Go and remind her that Sothmaket still carries the fire seal.
Sothmaket? Oh, bother. Is that silly ward still in effect? It looks like this will be more complicated than I'd planned. I should have known better. I had the summoning all ready to teach you, but with the fire seal in place, the Ifrit won't be able to respond. You must speak with Sothmaket and convince him to break the fire seal. He's in Krakatopia, in the Karanin barracks.
Another fire wizard? When will you meddlers learn? The spiral is better off without the Ifrit in it. On reflection, perhaps the whole "as long as I am undefeated" ploy is ill-advised. The fire seal is released. Do not say I did not warn you of the Ifrit's power.
I'm pleased Sophmaket decided to listen to reason. Now that the fire seal is out of the way, I can teach you the summoning that sparks the flame to awaken the Ifrit. Exciting, isn't it?
Dahlia teaches you the incantation that will call the Ifrit to you.
Now you must go somewhere where the Ifrit will feel welcome. An island in seas of flame. The labyrinth in Dragonspire.
You were about to enter a dungeon. This is the place Dahlia mentioned. You speak the incantation, and the words burn your tongue as they emerge.
Too long as the fire seal kept me from the spiral, now this world will perish in flame!
The Ifrit looks around at the ruins of Dragonspire.
I see my vengeance is no longer needed. Still, you have done me a great service. I will come when you call me.
That Ifrit, he always was a bit hot under the collar. Before I forget, here is your spell. Use it only in the heat of battle. Does the notion of a phoenix pet fill you with excitement? I have seen that a phoenix egg will appear in the realm of Nordreland, in cold and desolate Grizzleheim. Seek out the blacksmith Conal Ironshaper in his icy cave. He will be happy to guide you.
Greetings, Outlander. I am a smith, and flame is my friend. I heard tales of a phoenix appearing, but I was not there to witness it. Before any could take it to safety, it was stolen away by a clutch of cold drakes, led by a fierce one named Iceclaw. These cold drakes live in a cave not far from the frozen ship. Hunt them down, and retrieve the phoenix egg.
The cave smells of cinders and smoke, and there they are, the cold drakes. With the last of Iceclaw's cold drakes defeated, you search through the cave and find the egg of the phoenix.
Well done! A smith knows to show respect to fire if he is to master it. So too the hatchling phoenix should be shown care and respect, and guided with your steady hand.